and welcome back to TPG. Just as the season is about to start, it's only fair that I give my predictions for who is going to finish where. I've mapped out the league table. I'll put it here so you can see it clearly. And this is it. Yeah, so obviously, as you can see, title winners, I've gone for Arsenal. I think Arsenal are due. There it is. It's about time. They need to. No longer can they wait in City's shadows. Yes, I agree that transfer-wise they needed to do a bit more, and they might still do a little bit more. But to get 89 points with younger players, they're only going to continue improving, as shown by their record over the last few years. So I think now is the time that they're going to do it. City, I've got second. The only thing hanging over their head is this whole court case. Is it going to come to fruition? Is it going to finish? January is meant to be when we might see a result of the court cases. So you never know, they might get points deduction. If so, I couldn't tell you where they're going to finish. They might not even be in the league anymore. Third, obviously gone for Liverpool. I still think they're way too strong to consider being dropped out of the top four. Yes, they've lost Klopp, big miss, but their players are experienced. They know what they're doing. They're good players. There's no reason to assume they're not going to be under a new manager. They'll play slightly different, but I think what he'll do is with some of the older players like Salah, he's going to play to their strengths, which will be counter-attacking football, which will be fast football, getting him as high up the pitch as often as possible. So I see them scoring a lot of goals and playing some good football. Again, under Klopp, similar towards last season and season before, they'll come unravelled in certain games when they can't play that way. But I've liked what I've seen from them in pre-season, to be honest. Fourth and fifth is a tough one. I only see it between United and Spurs. I see them two competing. I think United will surprise a lot of people this year. I don't think it's going to be pretty whatsoever, but I think results-wise, they're going to surprise a lot of people. And Spurs, they're building something under Ange. Solanke is a good signing. He's proven in the Premier League. He scores goals. Last season, he scored 19 Premier League goals, I think it was. And in a Spurs team, he's going to score at least that, really. He should hope to, anyway. So I think they're on the up. Yes, they need a few more players to really cement themselves. Obviously, people will moan that I've dropped Villa. I only think that's because the Champions League, they've now got to play. There's a lot more games in the Champions League now. They've got to play, obviously, 8 instead of 6. That doesn't finish until January. It's a lot of extra time, prep, movement, So just that alone, I think, will sort of catch them out. I don't know if the squad is deep enough. And obviously, last year, they've done fantastic, but can they do it again? Emery has a thing of falling apart in the second to third season. Obviously, below that, you've got your Chelsea, your West Ham, your Newcastle. Chelsea, I don't really see improving. Obviously, I put them one place up from... Oh no, they finished there last year. I don't really see him improving. If they had Poch still, then I would have put him higher, without a shadow of a doubt, because he started to have things click. He started to get things in place. Can Palmer do exactly the same as he done last year and score 30 penalties? Who knows? West Ham, I think, are building a great team. Very exciting football. They've spent a lot of money this summer, but on decent players, not on riff-raff like they normally do, on decent players, and they're going to improve them, without a shadow of a doubt. Be interesting to see under the new manager though. That's the only question mark above it. But they'll be there for sure. Newcastle, I don't think Newcastle really evolved enough since that sort of first flurry into the Champions League that they got under Howe and the first sort of moments of football. Yes, they had a lot of injuries last year. Isak returning fully fit for a season will be a huge bonus. But I just don't personally think they've improved and adapted and evolved enough. So that's why for me they're sitting down in 8th or 9th actually. Palace 10, they played fantastic towards the end of last season. The new manager's got them playing well. Elise is going to be a miss without a shadow of a doubt. but they've got a good couple young wingers that will probably get a good chance now, and obviously it throws Eze more and more into the spotlight. Below that you've got Fulham, Everton and Brighton. Brighton I think are falling off, to be honest. They've gone really risky with their young manager. He's younger than a lot of the players in the Premier League. He's only 31. So has he got the experience? Is he going to be able to do it? Yes, they keep churning out these young players of quality that they find all over the globe, but can it continue constantly? I feel like we're going to slowly start seeing them slip down the table. Everton under Dyche, without the points deduction over and over and over again, they actually earned decent points last year if you take things into consideration, and the constant chopping and changing of you're getting this deducted, no, this is getting back, no, you're getting this deducted. Yes, they're going into the new season with potentially another points deduction, which isn't going to help. But if they can keep a Calvert-Lewin fit for most of the season, they've got a decent chance. Fulham, again, good attacking football. I like their manager. They've added a few decent additions. Smith Rowe is going to be a big help for them if he can stay fit. Muniz, the striker, looks like he's finally clicking in England, especially in the Premier League, so he's going to score a few goals for them. You've got your Bournemouth, Wolves, Brentford. Solid teams, to be honest. Wolves, I think, will play better football than what we expect, but I don't see any of them really troubling the top half of the table. And this is where people will probably moan. Obviously, I've got Forest just about staying up, and then I do believe all three of the teams that have come up are going to go straight back down. I think the gap in quality between the lower Premier League teams and the Championship sides over a course of a season is just way too much. Way too much. Oh, on a one-off game, yeah, maybe, but obviously over 38 games, are they better than the rest of the teams? Not as far as I'm aware. And them playing nice football, attacking football, which is what a lot of people would call the right way to play football. We saw with Burnley last year, it doesn't work unless you've got top players. The way Brentford and teams survived is they come up, threw their backs against the wall, played the way they knew how to play, bullied teams and stayed up, and then they tried to evolve a little bit. I just don't see playing pretty football against certain teams. They're going to rip you apart. They really are going to rip you apart, and the more that happens, the lower the confidence gets. So I don't see having enough to stay up, unfortunately. But that is where I think it's going to finish. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you change anything, where you believe teams will finish. And please don't forget to like, subscribe and share this to everyone you know. Peace out.